Hi, I'm Taylor Arsenal, and this is my presentation on preventing central line associated infections. So, a central venous catheter is going to be an intravenous device that's inserted into a large vein and is commonly used to administer long term fluids, maybe some antibiotics, or for nutrition support. And the risk for infection and other complications increases whenever we use venous catheters like this. So, whenever we see infection in a central line, it's usually a preventable adverse event. So, the infection isn't usually from an underlying issue within the patient, but it's usually caused by medical management and from error. So, because of this, nurses have to be aware of potential complications of central lines, and we need to take action to prevent these adverse events and infections from occurring. Some preventative measures for central line associated infections. We want to use aseptic no-touch technique. So keep everything as sterile as possible. If you have to go and mess with this catheter, we don't want to just, I'm just come and check on it. Let me throw on some latex gloves and go in and touch it. We don't do that. Everything needs to be kept as sterile as possible. Another basic infection control, hand hygiene. We do this for all of our patients, and we especially need to do it for our patients who have central lines. Skin antisepsis. So we have lots of microbacteria that grow in our skin. We want to keep the skin all around the insertion site clean. And then removal and replacement. So intravenous devices should be removed as soon as they're no longer needed for medical purposes or if any complications arise. So we need to examine the catheter site every single day, look for any signs of infection to see if it needs to be removed. An example of quality improvement in real life whenever it comes to central line associated infections. There was a NICU in Chile that decided to do this project. It was some medical doctors working there. And their central line associated bloodstream infection rate before they did this quality improvement project was 22 per 1,000 line days. And this project involved implementing a bundle for central line care that consisted of hand hygiene protocol, central line installation procedure, central line maintenance, documenting, and then having a sterile 2-person TPN change procedure. We know that premature infants, these infants in the NICU, are super prone to infection, especially central line associated infections, but we know that these are considered to be preventable. So by implementing this bundle, 6 months later, the nurses, all the medical staff was still compliant, and they had not reported a central line associated infection in 165 days. So this just goes to show you all these quality improvements and evidence-based practices really do contribute to nursing as we see it. For the BSN Essential, I chose quality and safety. We need to recognize the nurse's essential role in improving healthcare quality and safety. So as a nurse, we're with the patient all the time. It's our job to keep these patients safe. We want to implement standardized evidence-based processes for care delivery. And we need to examine basic safety design principles to reduce risk, like our hand washing. For QSIN, I chose informatics because we need to be able to explain why the certain skills that we do are essential to keep our patients safe. We also need to document patient care in the EHR. That way we can keep a paper trail for, proof that we've done what we can to keep these patients safe. And as a nurse, we always will have to seek lifelong, continuous learning of information and technology skills. The medical world keeps evolving and we have to keep up with it. And these are my references. Thank you.